Oh my gosh, sorry. Probably way too loud. Sorry, I'm so sorry. Is it still loud? It's been so long since I've set this up. Let's get a better song too. What do I got here? What's this one? There we go. Is that better? I think that's better. Alright, let me know how everything sounds. The game audio as well, probably a little loud. Let me turn that down some, especially you don't really need to hear any. Alright, I think we're here. I think we're ready. So let's go ahead and kick this off. Let me do one last check of everything. My phone's buzzing because of the stupid Twitch. Bit rates look good. Yeah, bit rates are looking good. Heaven's Angel, welcome. Good to have you here. I'm looking to the left for the first time. My secondary monitor now on the left, so that'll be an adjustment to get used to. Yep, Twitch bitrate looks good. I think we're all set. Let's go ahead and kick this sucker off. So welcome everyone. I gotta turn my audio down a little bit. Music's way too loud for me. Okay. Yeah, so when we left off, the Angels sucked. We were a bad team. Does it show standings? We don't see the last year's standings, but it was not a good year. And we now have to move into the mode where we're ready to... Holy! We had the 5th ranked farm system now. Wow. That came out of nowhere. When did that happen? So we have the 5th ranked farm system in the league when I believe we had the second to last worst second worst farm system in the league last season. Okay. How many are C potential? Probably about 15 to 16 with C potential. Well, that's pretty cool. Nelson Rada, who was our second prospect, is now 12th. That's big. Man, that's awesome. Somebody I'm really excited for. Yeah, Emil Torres, but he was in the latest episode. Alright, anyway, let's go ahead and get started. We've got a lot to get and cover in this offseason. I don't know how it's going to go. We have a lot of holes on this team. I think starting pitcher... No! Hang on. Remove selected. Yeah, play that again. We'll play that until we get tired of it. We've got a lot of holes to fill on this team. We've got 2 solid starting pitchers that I feel good rocking in the next season with. Not that they were like great, but at least they're in the 80s. A lot of these guys I want to keep at the AA level. Jonah Tong AAA, the farm system, really. I want to keep Jonah Tong in the farm system for another season. Ryan Johnson, he is up to a 77 potential, so we could even see him stay in the farm system. Mitch Ferris is 26. What can he get up to? There we go. Thought we crashed. 78. So there's definitely some players I want to see in the majors, but I don't know if any of these players are ready. If I take a look at Reed Detmers, for example, pretty solid against righties. The home runs aren't exactly great. If you look at his season last year, 4.66 ERA, 2.1 WAR, so that's pretty nice. You want to see those strikeouts go up. They actually went down considerably. The walk rate went up, the FIP went up, so it was a bad year for him considering last year. He can go up to a 79. Okay, so we've got some pretty solid starting pitcher prospects in the next year or two, but not a lot of great ones. And then reliever is very thin. Chase Silseth is a guy we can expect maybe to start some, or not start, but relief next year. Ryan Zefferjan, Nick Sandlin did some relief efforts, and that's pretty much it. We have a lot of young arms in the bullpen. that will be coming up through our farm system, but they're not ready. I think the one we drafted, best I recall... Did we draft one? I thought we did. Of course, we have Emil Torres, who will be starting probably at the AA level this year. Maybe AAA. We'll see. There's just a lot of holes on this team, so let's go ahead and get started on it. Now, I do have down as one player I'd like to bring back, Adam Frazier. He had a really good season last year. He was actually an all-star. Nice porn stash, bro. Mullet and the porn stash. That is a great combination, as always. Clutch at 87. So, very good with runners in scoring position. Now, he is 72 and falling in his potential. And I think we can actually see what went down. Yeah, his power went down a little bit. Speed went down just a little bit. Maybe the defense slightly. So for the most part, he stayed the same. He lost 1 overall point. He'd probably be solid next year. For the season, he batted right around 250 with 55 RBIs, which is second most in his career. And his OPS was 661, so not great. You'd like to see the OPS be a little higher. The on base, I would have liked to see be a little higher as well. But if we look at his fielding, it was really solid. 2.5 WAR. I believe that's not the highest in his career, but it's the third highest in his career. And then he was getting a pretty solid walk rate. I'm actually surprised his OBP wasn't a little higher, but I think he'd be a solid bat to bring back. I am curious. Yeah, we're not offering 24 million 1 year, that's for sure. So let's look at what we can offer him. He's looking for about 4.6 for 1 year, and we have around 170 million to offer. So I think that's fair. I'll offer this. If he doesn't accept, it's not a big deal. We can probably bring it to the open market. So that's the only offer I'm going to make. Yohan Moncada, he was okay last season, but not great. If you look at his WAR, negative 1.8, so that actually was the worst it's ever been, I think. Yeah, that is terrible. Jorge Soler is also someone I'd be interested in bringing back. And he's looking for a pretty small offer, so it's not like this is outside the realm of possibility. Maybe for like 1.4 million, you'd be okay with that. We'll see. The rest of these players all can go, though. And we'll go ahead and move on. But we do still have to review staff, actually. So, let's see. Staff salary is 4.38. We need a new first base coach. Speed? Wouldn't mind speed. This is speed and stealing, and then defense and durability. Speed, fielding, arm strength, and reaction. Fielding, stealing, blocking, speed. So this would be a defensive hire at first base. That wouldn't be terrible. Oh, maybe they don't do offense at first base. I didn't consider that. I don't hate this one. Let's go for Hal Field here. We'll give him just a slightly better offer. And then that leaves our salary. We could fire one of these players. Oh, sorry about that. We could fire one of these players. I don't think there's too many we can fire. We kind of just have to sit with these contracts, probably. I mean, 1 million for farm director. That's probably fine. C grade isn't ideal. But then, because, are you sure you want to fire? You'll have to pay out the total of their contract. Yeah, I don't think we're there yet. I don't think we're ready to start paying out contracts like that. So we're going to keep it with what we have. Let's go ahead and start simulating some. Outfield is accepted, so that's nice. Today's the last day to offer. Would you like to stop simulating? No, I would not. Okay. Do I sim the free agency? This is the first time I've gone through this offseason like this. Just checking one thing. Okay, let's sim to free agency. Today is the day to offer contracts to free agents. Would you like to stop simulating? Yes. Okay. We get to select our 40-man roster, which we will do. We have 33 on the roster. We're at risk of losing Jose Siri, and that's pretty much the only one, and I would like to obviously bring Jose Siri up to the active roster. The rest of these players I'm not at all concerned with losing. Let's see. Hang on, I have some spam to get through. There we go. Okay, spam resolved. We do have salary arbitration as well, and this is something that'll take a while. Unfortunately, this will be the boring part, but we can go ahead and do this so it gives us an idea of how much money we're going to have to play with in free agency. So Neto, he made... I've not offered arbitration yet. We can make an offer. He's looking for 18 million a year. 8 for the 1-year deal. Arbitration's probably going to be in the 6 to 7 range. So I think if we offer 6.5, that goes up 2.5 million. And I think that's still under the 1-year deal. Jose Soriano, for example, he'd be looking at around 13 million for a year. Arbitration 2.9, so maybe we go up to like 6 here. And that's double your previous price. I think that's pretty solid. Rodriguez is looking for 6.2 a year. And Rodriguez is 27. I think arbitration, again, we can still get pretty well under this. I think 4 million is more than fair. I mean, we're offering fairly substantial contracts here. Logan O'Hoppe, he's looking for 2.8 million a year. Now, Logan O'Hoppe is, I believe, near his potential, and he's not a great contact batter. He's also not an insanely good defender. We'd be offering him 2.6. He's got 3 more years of team control. So if we project this out, if we do 3 years, he's looking for 4.6 a year. Do we think that's going to end up being worth the money? I think so, right? Like, even if we do 5 million a year, that's going to be better than what his arbitration will be, because his arbitration is going to hit that number regardless. So I think that makes sense. Let's go ahead and offer that. In the meantime, we'll offer arbitration for him, just to be on the safe side. We'll do it at 4.5, just under. Ben Joyce, he was pretty solid last year. Definitely better than before. Now, Joyce is 26. He's kind of at the top of his potential. He's looking for about 2.6 up to... See, he's got another 3 years, so his 3-year span is about 3.8 million a year. Whereas arbitration, we'd probably offer him something similar. I'm going to offer him 2 million. Maybe we'll do 1.5. Sean Well has 3 years. He is looking for around 4.4 million per year. I think for Sean Well, we offer him arbitration. Peraza was not very good last year, has not been very good in his tenure, and he is 26. But he does have B potential. He's got 3 years of arbitration. So what's he looking for 3 years? 4.8 million. His previous salary was 820, so this is his first year of arbitration. We'll offer him 1.5. Detmers. Again, sorry, this is not the most exciting portion. Looking for about 10 million a year. Yeah, no way. We'll go up to like 4. Probably could have let Detmers go, honestly. Saucedo, I'm probably okay moving on from. Nick Madrigal, I'm probably good moving on from. Alex Manoah, probably good moving on from. The Sandman, I'd probably like to bring him back. He's got 1 year of team control left. Looking for about 1.6 million. maybe 2.7. So we can probably come in around 2.3. Might as well offer him a lower 1-year deal, but he wouldn't accept that, so never mind. And then I think Jose Siri, Chase Silseth, and Josh Lowe are the last ones here. Siri has 2 years left on his deal. He is 31 years old. I would like to keep him around and have him at the majors this year. He has not exactly proven anything to me. 5 a year? No. We'll do 1.5. I hope that one works out. Chase Silseth, let's see. 4 years of team control left. Okay, and he's 26 years old. And I was pretty impressed with him. He didn't end up having a great year, but 4 years out looks like $3 million for him. That would be probably on the cheaper end by the end of his tenure. So I'm not opposed to giving that deal. So we'll do $3 million. And then for Silseth, we'll also offer him arbitration for 1.5. And then that leaves Josh Lowe, the last one. And Lowe is 29 years old. Still has a little room to get better. I think he's a solid player. He did pretty well for us last year. I'd like to bring him back. 2-year deals looking about 5.6 million. So I think we just go with a say 4 million. And that's it. That's all of arbitration. Perfect. Now we do have tender contracts. I'm not going to go ahead and do that one just yet because that's super boring. So I'll try to get through this first. Let me add Jose Siri to the 40-man real quick. Alright, we have free agency. Where do we have needs? Starting pitcher, for sure. We have needs in so many places. Left field, I would say. Probably third base, probably right field. Let's do the fields and starting pitcher for now. What do we need for our team? Let me lock in changes real quick. This is tough. Let's change the song too. Whoa, what happened? Alright, so what we have for next year offensively, Nolan Schanuel, who's a pretty good on-base player. A lot of, not speed, but a lot of clutch. I think we've got Mike Trout as the power option, leading up second in the batting order. I think we need a cleanup guy. We need a good base hitter, or a power hitter. So I'd really like someone with some power. I would also like someone with some defense. So we can only do 3 things. I'm going to do power. And I'm going to do probably ground ball pitcher? I'm trying to think. Hey, what's up, Heels fan? Welcome. Good to see you. What do I think about CFB 27? I like what I've seen so far. I think both Madden and CFB have pretty solid bases they're working with this year. I think it's going to be a bigger leap than the previous years have been. I mean, obviously 25 was a huge leap, but I think it's going to be great. I'm excited to start it. Excited to get into it. It's coming to PC, so I can play online. I can play with Team Builder. That's been the worst part about PS5 is I haven't been able to do all that. I'm super excited. What about you? Gotta figure out who the team is in CFB 27 though. And then Madden as well. I haven't come up with a team yet for that. I think I want a power pitcher. And then honestly, defense. We only get 2 needs. Okay. Same, yeah. It looks awesome. Oh, Tariq Skubal's available. Oh, yeah, no way, right? 43 million a year. We're not there. Freddie Peralta would love to have him. Oh, mama. Wow. Recommended free agency, yeah, right. Brandon Woodruff looking for 37 million a year, and he throws, I wouldn't say he's overpowering. I mean, the 95 cutter's nice. Got good stuff. Very solid. The home run rate's not great. See, last year was really good for him, though. FIP at 302. Home run rate was the lowest it's been for him since earlier in his career. In the second half of his career, it's the lowest. Yeah, I appreciate that. I'm really excited to get started on it. Are you doing a group of 5 team? I'm not sure yet. It'd be kind of fun to take over a team that's like in a good conference but not good. A Minnesota Golden Gophers or something. One second. Yeah, exactly. I'm trying to think of Power 5 or Power, what even is it now? Power 4 teams that would be good, that are bad. Minnesota, for example, is the first one that comes to my mind. Kansas? Kansas could be kind of fun. I mean, they've been on the up and up a little bit, but still not very good. Maybe like Cal or Stanford or something? We'll see. I mean, do you have a team locked in for your dynasty? Who are we going for here, by the way? I mean, surely not Tariq Skubal, right? Freddie Peralta? I don't think we burned the qualifying offer on those guys. Trevor Rogers, no. Zach Gallen? Gallen could be the kind of late in his career hire. I mean, he's 31, so he's still got time, but he's a solid pitcher all around. The clutch is pretty high. He's got a good pitch mix. 4-seam. Maryland would be good? Yeah, Maryland would be really good. That'd be kind of fun. Big Ten would be a bloodbath, though. Anything in the Big Ten or the SEC is such a brutal way to start. You're getting out-recruited. You're getting outplayed. Zach Gallen, $22 million a year. And we have $108 million, it says. I'm going to put him on the block here. We have all 3 motivation boosts for him. He doesn't like that our team is a long shot, but he likes that there's nobody on the block for him. Yeah, exactly. But I mean, that's part of the fun, right? It's definitely part of the fun. Right fielders. We're looking for anybody with some defensive upside. George Springer, not really. Could replace the power we had. Contact left. Austin Hayes. Interesting how it's not sorted by overall. It's sorted by how much they're asking for. That's kind of cool. Adolis Garcia. We could get a former Ranger. Now, he had a bad year last year. The OPS 657. WAR is -0.1, -0.1, ISO 131. So bounce back season maybe kind of replicates that. I'm blanking on his name now. What was his name? Joe Adell, thank you. Kind of replicates that Joe Adell skill set. I mean, if we look at Adell last year, his OPS was 676, so a little better. WAR was -0.6, ISO was higher. But you can see similar styles. That wouldn't be terrible, and it would be cheap. That's the biggest thing. Left fielder Taylor Ward, not gonna happen. Ian Happ, 32, not gonna happen. I really wanted people that could get like 2-year deals. Randy Arozarena. I don't think I said that right. He is someone I did have listed here. Looking at my chart, which is on the left now. I stream with my secondary monitor on the left. Arozarena? I'll have to learn how to say that one. He kind of replicates that ability of the power. Now, the defense isn't great. This is a purely left field move. You could also go like Ramon Laureano, but you're paying more for him. Had a bad year last year. OPS 731, that's not bad. WAR 0.5, so at least, yeah, okay. I think Arizarena would be a decent option. I mean, he's a former Mariner, so I think that'd be pretty fun. And then we need a right fielder now. Or a center fielder and play him at right, but I don't know how often in real life they like doing that. I don't have a right fielder listed down. I do have a third baseman in Alec Bohm. Let's check him out. Bohm's looking for $15 million a year. He had a really good year last year. 30 years old, so a little on the younger side as far as this goes. Contact's certainly good. The power, maybe not as much. Let's check his OPS. 759. The WAR was at 1.3, 153 on the ISO. That's not entirely great. It looks like it's trending down a little bit. Second base, I did have Edmundo Sosa as someone I was interested in. Really good defender. Not great offensively. And yet he posted a 748 OPS last year. So I think Sosa's the next guy I want to go for here. I know that's a position we don't necessarily completely need, but let's go ahead and lock that in and we'll advance. In the meantime, let's go ahead and start doing some of these contract renewals. This is the worst part of this stuff. Just gotta slug through it. Jonah Tong, obviously. Yep. I imagine most of these guys I'll bring back. Kyron Paris, yes. Nelson Rada. First of all, let me go find all the B potentials. Make sure we get those guys back. That's like the #1 thing. Yeah, for Madden. Man, I'm excited for Madden. I don't know who my team's going to be on that one. I have no idea, honestly. Miami's an easy candidate, but I don't think I'd want to do Miami. Be Houston. Well, no, Houston's too good already. I don't know. Matthew Lugo. Bring him back. I imagine most of these players I'll bring back. Bryce Teodosio, really solid defender down at the farm system. Bring him back for another year. Mitch Ferris, definitely want to bring him back. Vaughn Grisham. Man, all these players have really expensive renewals. That's not great. Wade Meckler, 26. Yeah, wish there was a way to do this automatically. I mean, I can turn on the automated thing, but I don't know if it'll work, is the thing. I'm a little nervous about that. Jose Gonzalez, reliever. Sure. Kethel Key. Sammy Natera. I mean, I might as well bring back all the C potential guys. I don't know how many guys I should let go. Whoa, Victor Medeiros. I don't know if I want to spend that much for a guy that low. Is there like a cheat sheet for how to do this thing? Angel Perdomo? No, definitely not. Oh man, Denzer Guzman. Ah, he's 23. Caleb Ort, what are we doing, man? Why are there so many old players? He's 35. What? Joel Hurtado. Nico Cavadas. Definitely bring back Bachman. Nicholson. We'll do the C's for this one, and then we'll come back through on the D's and see. Yep, Cash Mayfield, definitely want to bring him back. Caden Dana, yes. Sam Aldegary. I wonder if the money's accounting for it. It might be. Okay, so there's players I'm not interested in bringing back, and a lot of players I am probably going to be interested in. I'll worry about that later, though. Let's go ahead and keep going. So, I think at this point, do we have anybody we want to trade? I still want to trade for Josue DePaula at left field. And I don't know if there's anybody on the roster I can actually trade for him. So, let's see. Our 2 free agents next season are both arbitration players, so I don't know if I can even offer them up in a trade. Sandlin and Madrigal. Mike Trout's the only player I think that is available to trade. Am I really going to trade Mike Trout for Josue DePaula? No. I'm not. Alright, we sim forward a few days. Blockbuster trade made Jarren Duran for Andres Sosa. We thought about drafting Andres Sosa. Okay. And Tai Suthasene, I think is how you say that. So the Cubs upgrading massively. The Red Sox continue this fire sale they're doing. Today is the day to offer contracts. Let's get out of this. Let's go to free agency. Okay, nobody has interest in signing with us. Well, that blows. I thought at least Gallen would. Alright, well now we gotta make a new move for starting pitcher. Brady Singer, he's looking for similar money. Not as good against lefties, but a solid player overall. If we look at his numbers last season, they did trend up from the previous 2 years, ERA-wise. The whip went down, though. WAR went down, and the FIP went up, so that's not great. That gives me cause for concern. For starting pitcher, I had nobody listed. Okay. Man, what? Twitch has got to fix its spam. What happened? I just got an alert for my raid system. Raid 5 state is online. One or more devices experience an unrecoverable error. Oh no, that's not good. That's really not good. Check that out real quick. Pool is not healthy? I don't know what that means. The discs are fine? Pool is not healthy. Well, if anybody's a techie, let me know. Okay. David Peterson. Looking for the same amount as Zach Gallen. And not necessarily the same player. Yeah, FIP went up. Shane Bieber. Kevin Gossman? Well, he's 36, but for a 1-year deal, you know, maybe? How much is he looking for? 19 million? Kind of don't want to pay that. Dustin May? Maybe. I mean, former Dodger. Not great, but, you know, maybe we give him a chance to see what he can do. Zach Eflin? I did have him previously. Not necessarily interested in that one. I'd like to see if May is someone I look at later, though. Eric Lauer? Jack Flaherty is pretty solid. Didn't have a great year, though. Casey Mize had a pretty solid year. David Peterson, if you want somebody who can go deep against lefties, but man, the numbers against righties are just so not impressive. Just checking to see when Mallory is going to be back. She had to leave for a quick second. Okay, she is almost here, so I will have to take a short break in just a minute. I guess we stick with Zach Gallen. I really don't know what else to do. So we'll lock in Zach Gallen. I will be right back. I am so sorry. Gotta dip for a brief moment. Boom. We're starting to get out there. Let's put the next song on. You have been disconnected because another... Oh. This one's pretty good. I like this one a lot. Alright, let's get back to this, everyone. Sorry about that wait. Had to take a quick break. I am back. And hopefully in the VOD. That's not bad. I do think already, going forward, I'm probably just gonna sim these. Or not sim these, but record them. It probably will be a lot more interesting that way. Alright, so we have 34 players on the active roster. We have a few we're trying to sign in free agency. And our free agents pool currently looks like Zach Gallen, who has 23% motivation to sign with us. Edmundo Sosa, who is someone I'm pretty intrigued with getting. He's at 44%. And then Randy Arozarena. Didn't say that right. And he's got 31%. So it might be a little while until we can get some of these guys. Meanwhile, Tinder contracts. I've got to do a few more. And I definitely want to do... Oh, this is just brutal. It's like, I only want to do players that aren't old. I don't want old guys in my farm system. Especially if they cost a lot. Let's just do all the cheap options. Goodness, there's so many. There's got to be a better way to do this too. Like, why would I ever renew someone for more money? Whoa, 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 whoa. Oh, we've hit all the old, expensive people. Bearman. Okay, at least that's a good level to be at. I can probably renew the rest later. Let's go ahead and continue simulating in our calendar. Okay, and the Mets signed Chris Bubich. Wow. Alright, Chris Bubich, definitely somebody I wanted, but for the qualifying offer, there was no way I was going to grab him. The Yankees signed Trent Grisham. Looks like he had a pretty solid year last year. Hey, buddy. It's too hot in here. No, thank you. And the Orioles signed Taylor Ward, left fielder, would be very solid to get. Twins signed David Bednar, closing pitcher. Okay. And then the Blue Jays signed Freddie Peralta, who would have been my top target, probably, if I had the money. 40-man rosters must be set tomorrow, November 20th. Players not protected on the 40-man rosters may be ruleable, eligible, I can't read. No, we're good. Free agency is locked still. Today's date offer. Here we go. And I think we can tender contracts until December 2nd, so we have a little more time on that one. Gallant's up to a 29%. Oh, that's brutal. That is brutal. I'll keep these guys for one more week. I don't know what to say. That's not good. For players in our organization, we have 88. We're about to lose 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 13 players. We can have how many players in an organization? $90. So what did I say, 11? We can have 90. So on our active roster, we have another 6 spots available. So that makes up 5? Is 5 the number we need to hit here? I mean, I guess Campanero wouldn't be bad. He's 29. That's not bad at all. It's a lot of money, though. Sean Anderson at 32. No. Donovan Watson at 32. No. Jose Fairman. Yes. Caleb Ort at 35. No. Nico Cavadas. Probably not. Angel Perdomo. No. We have a catcher. I would love to bring back a backup catcher. Victor Medeiros. Sure. There's no way this guy costs that much money. Alright, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Take away 6. There's 3 more spots we can do. Is how I view it. Anybody under 30 gets an offer. What is going on with my TrueNAS? This is crazy. Lavender's fine, sure. Alright, and that's it for me. Pool is not healthy. Scrub and process has another 8 hours left. Was raid 5 what I had Plex on? No. What's going on here? Yeah, I have no idea. Oh, you know what? It probably is. I wonder if I don't have full upload speed. I bet that's the issue. My upload speed's probably bad. I mean, that's a mistake if that's the case. Definitely not supposed to be. Hair is whack. Should have shampooed. Okay. I think we're good. Let's continue. Free agency period 3. We're now in free agency period 3. Today is the day. Okay, you heard through the grapevine that the Seattle Mariners are looking at Ian Happ. Not interested, but I am slightly interested. Okay, the Orioles are interested in talking to Zach Gallen. Hey, buddy, don't bite those, please. Gosh, I just don't know at this point. Let's remove Zach Gallen from the big board. Ian Happ's looking for a lot of money. Yeah, he's a solid player. OPS 823, that'll get it done. WAR 3.9. 32 years old. Okay, I think that starting pitcher is something we have to move on from. Carlos Mize can get better still. Carlos Mize also had a really good year last year. Let's see what Carlos Mize gets on our big board. And then Sosa, I'm going to move him back to second. Sosa is 31 years old. I would offer him a 2-year contract. He had a pretty solid season last year. He's been consistently very good. He's a good defender. Offense leaves a little bit to be desired, but he has met that. So the demand is 11.7 per year at 50%. Let's just go ahead and stamp and send that contract in. I'd be very okay paying for that. We only have 11.7 million in offers pending, so we have a lot of money to spend. Let's continue. Diamondbacks signed Brandon Woodruff. Okay. So no huge signings for our division, as it looks like we have a blockbuster trade. The Tampa Bay Rays are getting back prospect Ricky Tiedemann for Edwin Uceta, closing pitcher. And today's the last day to tender contracts, which we only have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That'd put us down. We're 85. Why did we go down? I guess because of arbitration? So 85, you can have up to 90, right? Is it 90? We're going to lose 7. So we need to hit 84. This is something I don't know the math of. Perdomo's got some decent stuff. Maybe I'll bring back Perdomo. Cavadas. I'll bring him back. Expensive. 32. Are these all 30-year-olds? Yeah. Okay, I'm good without the rest of them. We can figure it out otherwise. Let's sim. Contract decision. Edmundo Sosa is coming to LA. Alright, that's the first win of the offseason. It's not like a franchise-changing league. Go with Angel. I missed that comment. Sorry about that. Unfortunately. But welcome. Good to see you, Brock Reagan. And we get our first signing of the offseason, Edmundo Sosa. He'll play second base for us. Now, we do have Christian Moore. Maybe Christian Moore can play at the majors. Otherwise, Sosa does have third base and short eligibility. So we could play him at third. We could also play Christian Moore at third. I think I'd probably... I don't know. I'd see who I'd want to move there. Yeah, welcome. I definitely will take any more advice you have. This is my first offseason in MLB 27, so I'm trying to figure out how everything works. The contract situation's all crazy. We still very drastically need a left fielder, a right fielder. We could try starting Josh Lowe. I'm not opposed to that. Lowe was solid for us last year. I think we still need probably another infielder, and then starting is really where we need more starters. Been doing this since 2012. Nice. Well, let's take a look at... Oh, wait, we can't look at free agency yet. There we go. Let's take a look at free agency. I have Casey Mize on the board. My thought with him is he's 29 years old. He had a really solid year last year. 3.46 ERA. The whip was down from the last 4 years, or 3 years. I can't count. The WAR was the highest it's been. The FIP was up a little bit from the last 2 years. But I think Mize is a guy I'd really like to target. He is talking to Tampa Bay and the Nationals as well. I'm going to go ahead and offer him. This might be crazy. 4 years? What do you think about 4 years, 21.8? It's a lot of money. Budget goes to 70 million after this. I'm still looking to try to talk to Randy Arozarena. And then we need more starters. We need probably right fielder. I'm blanking. What are we looking at this point for right fielders? Austin Hayes, really good contact against lefties. Good thinking. Okay. Austin Hayes, not bad. The defense is not terrible. 31. Now, last year, OPS was right around 700. Minus 0.1 WAR, so maybe we can do better. Jake Fraley's looking for around 10 million. Pretty good vision, pretty good batter against righties. The defense is okay. Speed's definitely not bad. Okay, so 767 OPS, 2.8 WAR. I mean, maybe Jake Fraley. Overall wise, it's a bit of a reach, but I'm not opposed to that. We did look at Adolis Garcia earlier as kind of our Joe Adell replacement. Kind of similar skill set. Power, the arm's not bad. Now, Adolis Garcia had a really bad season last year. He's not been good for a while. The OPS, well, I guess he was back in 2023 with the Rangers, of course, but hasn't been there for a while. If we look at his WAR numbers, they've been kind of not great. ISO has been trending down. I don't know if we try to give Garcia a chance to rebound at 34 years old. And we're kind of just looking for stopgap options here at right field. We'll come back to that. I'm not sure just yet where I want to go with that. Otherwise, Hassan Kim. He wouldn't be bad. 31. I'm actually shocked. I thought he had team control. I could have sworn. He could play second base. Now, it's not really a position of need for us, but Kim has some pretty good bat skills. Obviously, he's a pretty well-rounded defender. Ahmed Rosario? PH? Now, we do need backup catcher as well. I'm not necessarily looking to go for that just yet. Relievers, something we could look at. We don't have any good relievers. I'm trying to look budget on starting pitcher. Somebody I was looking at was Dustin May. Now, Dustin May, I think he's probably near that potential. The breaking ball is pretty nice. The sweeper, 95, that's pretty good. It'd be interesting to bring him in. He is a budget option for us at 15 million per year, looking for just 2 years, and he is only 29 years old. Maybe. He did not have a very good year last year, though. Eflin's also somebody I was looking at. The controls there. I think in this budget range, need a reliever ASAP. Yeah, who do I even have? Let me double check. Who is our best? 71, Chase Silseth, Ryan Zephyrzan, 70, Nick Sandlin. Yeah, you're right. That's a good point. So I'll leave Mize on here. I do think I'll offer to him, but first let me throw on a reliever. Now we got to go for someone who is budget. Brusdar Graterol? He'd be solid. Still has good stuff against in hitting. And then the home runs should be under control. This would be a pretty solid like baseline reliever for us to have as our #1 guy. Could probably close for us. How did he do last year? 3.99 ERA. Whip went up, so he had that great year in LA in 24. Yeah, how many innings? Oh, only 7. Okay. So if we go back to his last full year, before last year, 1.20 ERA, sub-1 whip. Last year was a bad year for him. Can he rebound? I think Brusdar Graterol would be a great pick for us. Let's see. These guys are all down to 5%. This is tough. This is so much tougher than the previous free agency. How much do you have to spend? I've got 92 million to spend, so I haven't offered yet to Mize. That would be about 22 million of the 92, so you're looking at maybe 70. So we look at it, yeah, budget after 70 million. So we have plenty of money if we offer to Mize. Are we thinking the baseline 4-year deal here at 53%? He is talking to the Rays and the Nationals. The hit per 9 isn't great. The strikeouts against righties isn't great. I mean, he's not going to be our ace, but this is a guy you bring in just to have somebody on the bench, or not on the bench, in the staff. I don't know if I'd want to go to 4 years though. That's a long time for a guy that, I like your Casey. You could even do more. Let's see. Oh, you mean more money? More money or more as a different pitcher, like a better pitcher? There's also... better pitcher. Okay, yeah, that's what I was thinking. And stop me if anybody stands out to you here. He's like an outright better player for, especially for considering the money. I mean, Flaherty looks like he's got better ratings. Now, last year was not a great year for him. 4.86 ERA. Shane Bieber would be cheaper. Ooh. Bieber? Are we believers here? And then past Bieber, you jump into that $20 million, $22 million a year range. So, Peterson, Singer, Gallen. We already looked at Gallen. He is not interested in coming here. What do we think about Shane Bieber? Stronger against lefties than righties. Has pretty solid control. Pretty solid stamina. We might be believers. Yeah, okay. We'll replace him. I mean, we could take Arozarena off the board and then go for Mize and Bieber. If we project that out, that's about $40 million, so we'd be left with 50 mil. And then that'd be two really solid starters to add to our staff. And I have a lot of starting pitchers coming up in the farm system, so... Now, what do we think about this? Get two starting pitchers. Now, I'll go ahead and once again update on where we're at. Our two starting pitchers from last year are Jose Soriano and Grayson Rodriguez. That's it. Past that, Tong, I do not want to bring to the majors this year. Maybe in September. I'd like to get him one more year at the minors. I don't know if he's ready. The hits per 9 is so low at 40. I really don't want to bring him up yet. So, you know, maybe Reed Detmers could be a bullpen arm. I don't know if he could be a starter. Past him, Ryan Johnson, Mitch Ferris. You don't have a lot of guys ready to start, so I think we go with this. Mize, I don't want to offer him 4 years. If he accepts 3 years, I think I'd be good with that. Because he's only had 6 years of service time. That'd put him under 10 years. I'm going to lock that in. He probably won't accept, which is fine. So let's lock that in. Let's go with that. Trevor Rogers signs with the Tampa Bay Rays. Now or never. Casey Mize on our big board is rumored to be close to signing with these teams. And we did already offer him, so that must mean he was not interested in our deal. I'm not going to bid against myself here. I'm going to keep it at 3 years. I will go up to 22. Maybe 23. I'm thinking 23. The main thing for me is keeping the years down. That might not be enough to get it done. Let's see. Casey Mize is... not headed here. Where's he going? Tampa Bay. Signing with the Rays. No hard feelings, but their offer was too good to pass up. And I can't add anybody to the board. That's diabolical. So now we're really hoping Shane Bieber signs on. And let's see how interested he is. 48%. Okay. Rusdar Gratterall's got some people offering 38%. That's not looking good. Not feeling good about that one. Are there any closing pitchers we could look at? Pete Fairbanks. Did not have a great year last year in Miami. The clutch is really solid. Fairbanks is interesting. I mean, $9 million a year though, that's a premium. Brooks Raley? A lefty too. I think we replace Gratterall. Yeah, he's looking for $6 million a year. See, my thing is, I think it's better to replace the relievers and get a lot of guys. Like a Hunter Harvey would be a pretty solid addition. The other thing we have to consider amongst our relievers. So if we consider Reed Detmers a reliever, that's a lefty. Okay. Otherwise, righty, 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 righty. Ben Joyce is a righty. So we do need lefties. Jose Alvarado? Ooh. Ooh. Wow, Jose Alvarado. Who do we rebound with? Dustin May? Do we rebound with Dustin May? And I just don't know. But I do think he'd be fun to pitch with. Soriano's righty. Rodriguez is righty. I would like a lefty starter. Do we rebound with David Peterson? Really good against lefties, pedestrian against righties. Otherwise, maybe Eric Lauer? I think Lauer would be pretty interesting, and he's looking for a really cheap price, so let's put him on. Move him to number 2. We need starter really badly. And I think we lock this in. This is the draft lottery. Here we go. So we have the number 1 odds tied with the Cardinals and the Rockies at 16.5. Could be fun to rebound, though. That's what I'm saying. I think a rebound should be in order here. We're gonna get drunk. What do we think about getting drunk? Pete Crow Weinstein. Yeah, I don't want to get Pete Crow Weinstein, that's for sure. PCA. Wow, that's brutal. That's a brutal beat. Oh, PCA just hit the Armstrong or the cycle? Check that out real quick. Holy. PCA with the cycle, okay. Wow, that's pretty cool. Are you a Cubs fan? Well, hey. Wait, where were the Cubs picking? Yeah, last, obviously. Duh. World Series champs in my series here. So we had the number 1 odds and we fell all the way to 6th. That's atrocious. That's really bad. Wow, I am devastated at that. Okay. Let's continue. Looks like Adrian Morejon's going to the Orioles. Oh, Cubs and Reds. Okay, gotcha. It's tough, yeah, for sure. The Reds started the season so hot, but don't know what happened. Alright, we'll go to the Rule 5 draft. Hey, we picked number 1 there, so that's something at least. There is a world in which we get a starter here. Maybe a reliever too. I'm not opposed to that. Tim Herron. A lefty. Solid strikeout guy against lefties. Him and Soriano would be largely similar in role. That's not a bad option. Otherwise, what are you looking at? Somebody like Tanner Houck? Not terrible. You know what? I think Karen's not bad. I would also be interested in Yariel Rodriguez. And if we could get him second, I would be very interested in that. But let's go Heron first. This is not a bad way to budget improve our bullpen. This is the Reds. Yeah, exactly. Better than the Giants. Oh my gosh. I keep thinking the Giants are going to actually do something. How are the Padres doing still? I haven't actually checked on them in a while. Let me change the song too. This one's not bad. This was going to be from my basketball series. Yeah, the Padres are still doing pretty well. They're 7.5 games back, but it's the Dodgers. What are you going to do about that? Everybody's better than the Rockies. They're like the same every year. That's very true. Alright, Yariel Rodriguez. He had a pretty solid season in 2025 in 73 innings. 308. I mean, these are good numbers. He's got beat potential. He's 30 years old, only 2 years of service. He could definitely still improve. And he's better than what we have. It wants me to take Tanner Hawk, though. No. I just am not feeling that one. I'd rather go reliever again. So we get 2 Rule 5 players. And I think that's it for us in the Rule 5 draft. So we'll skip this selection. Wow. We have round 3. Teams are still picking. Crazy. Alright, it's over. I think that was not a bad addition for us. If we take a look, our top 2 guys are both our Rule 5 relievers, so hopefully they continue to do well. As that puts us at 34 players. So we're still looking at free agency. Another day to offer to teams. And probably about Robbie Ray. Seems like a good fit for your outfit over here. 71% interest? 8.5 million a year? What do we think about Robbie Ray? I am interested, but couldn't offer to him right there. Shane Bieber. Now, Bieber is 31. I wouldn't want to offer him a 4-year deal, but I would be fine, again, offering him that premium 3-year deal and jacking up the contract a little bit to 22. So this is kind of the same range we were going to pay. You love you some Robbie Ray? Okay. Let's offer, you just made the first competitive offer to this top 25 free agent. 5% motivation boost. Hey. Wrong water. Alvarado's still up there at 48%. I'd like to keep him in. Do we want to put Robbie Ray in over Eric Lauer? Is the thing. Let's take a look at Robbie Ray. The hit per 9 stuff is all still pretty okay. The strikeouts are good against righties. A lefty that's better against righties, strikeout-wise. Home runs and the control aren't great. Looks like he had a really bad season last year. Are we wanting him over Lauer? The year before, though. Not bad. I mean, it depends if we think he could come back to that level. Throws a knuckle curve. It'd be a lefty. But so is Lauer. Let's keep Lauer. Let's see if we can get him. And then maybe Robbie Ray is somebody we could look at if we have leftover money to spend. I mean, we still got a lot of money. So it's not like I'm bugging out about it. I'm a little worried about the position players. We didn't exactly upgrade there at all. Just yet. Contract decision. Bieber, come on, come on, come on. Bieber's going to the Cardinals. He took less money. I get why he went with a 6-year deal, though. Can't even blame him on that. Alright, another day to offer to free agents. You heard through the grapevine that the Athletics are looking at Brady Singer. Yeah, I'm not interested. That's too much money. Alright, well, are we back in on Robbie Ray? I can't believe that. That's so unfortunate. He's talking to someone, too. Lauer, 31 years old. Would love to bring him in. Again, I would like to do a 3-year deal. I can bump this up maybe to like 20. I think that's probably fair. That's about 58%. Alvarado is now available to sign. And I could wait to get him a little cheaper, but I'll go ahead and offer him the fair offer. And so we have about 56 million left after that. And now again we have to figure out, do we rebound? If so, with who? Could we offer Robbie Ray like a $7 million deal? Bump down the interest? That wouldn't be bad. I'll give this a shot. We'll see. Jazz Chisholm signs with the Royals. Contract decision. Eric Lauer. Offer isn't quite what I'm looking at. Let's keep talking. Jose Alvarado? Caught my attention. Okay. Robbie Ray? Okay. Are you willing to put it all on the line for the season? I'm playing for the long run. I am definitely playing for the long run. This team is not ready to compete next year. I want to sign a competitive squad for the wild card. Like, we're not looking at anything more than a potential wild card bid. So, Lauer is still available. And we could still look to offer him the same contract, but now the motivation's way higher. So if you have any good suggestions for how to do that, I'm all ears. I'm going to try to offer him the same price. And then Robbie Ray, can I again try to undercut him? 7 million? Do 7.5? I need position players after this though, so because that would be on the 40 man, that'd be 36, 37, that'd leave us 3 spots. Lauer? Any signs? Let's go. Do you think you don't need no advice? Well, I appreciate that. I do need advice, but I'm also okay to just see how this goes. It's not going terrible, I don't necessarily think. So we get Eric Lauer. That is our second big signing of the season. He's joining the Angels. 3 years, 20 million. I think that's a pretty decent offer. It's not too much money, and it's not too long of a contract. We can get out of that pretty quickly if we need to. Jose Alvarado. No. And Robbie Ray. Signs. 7.5 million. I think that's not bad. It's a 1-year deal, too. I have no qualms with 1-year deals. We can always ship those around. So the good news is that also frees up 2 spots for us. We have 55 million still. I don't want to spend all of it, of course. Jose Alvarado got an insane boost. So let me look at what we need now. At starting pitcher, we have 4 guys, 77 and above. And then we have Reed Detmers and a slew of younger players underneath them. So I wouldn't mind signing another one, but I think at this point, if we sign Jose Soriano, maybe we get a closer, unless Ben Joyce is ready to be that guy. I think we could use backup catcher. And then it's still left field, right field. So I'm going to look at those first. We've lost a lot of players in the left and right field. Austin Hayes still available. Really good contact player against lefties. If we look at his numbers last year, not horrendous. Let me change the song. Love some Ray for the prices? Yeah, exactly. That was not bad. That's too much. I'll do this one. Okay, let me see here. I really need to move my chat over to the right. Yeah, there we go. There we go. Now I can actually read your chats easier. Let's see. Watch the NBA Finals or the NHL. I've not watched a ton of the NHL this year. When the Stars are in, I'll watch from DFW. I did watch the NBA Finals. I'm not a Knicks fan at all, but I am a huge fan of the Nova players on the Knicks. Love me some college basketball, and those were some of my favorite players. So I was very happy to see them win, even over a home state team. And those were some insane games. World Cup, not big on soccer, but everybody at work is watching it, so I might have to get in on some of it at least. My top leagues are Madden, oh my gosh, NFL, Cowboys, and then college basketball. Those are like my top two, interchangeable. All right, so we're back to looking at position players. We have 55 million. Let's assume that 7 of that goes to Jose Alvarado. That'll be about 48 million. What are we thinking here for outfield? Mickey Moniak, really good at driving in batters or runners. Good power against righties. What do I have batting wise? Mostly righties, so I do need some lefties. Even on the bench, it's all righties. Wow. Okay. So maybe some switch hitters or some righties wouldn't be too bad, or lefties wouldn't be too bad. Fraley could kind of fit that bill. He's 31. He's great against righties with some good vision. I mean, if we look at the on base percentage, it went down a little bit, down from his average for his career. Will Benson has a lot of speed, but not a lot of offense. Fraley versus Moniak. Moniak is younger. I don't know what his potential is. 76, but his potential C, so I don't know if he can grow any at all. You kind of know what he's going to be, and that's really good at driving in runners, good against righties. Again, Adolis Garcia. I don't know if I want to go with him. 1 year or 2 year, $9.6 million. And Adam and C. Trevor Larnach. Not a good defender, but pretty good bat. 308? What? OPS of 839? 2.4 WAR? Would we try to cash in on a guy who had an insane year? We could use a player like that. Something like y'all. Catch you in the future. Got the Angels +2 for the last leg of a parlay. 1,000 to win. 3.2. So I'm seating. Yeah, good luck with that. I appreciate the sub. It was great talking to you. Hopefully by the time you come back, the videos, I will have some really good stuff going on. What do we think about Mauricio Dubon? Insane defender. Can play every position. Great bat skills. And I'm going to replace... I think I'm going to go for Trevor Larnach here. Not a good defender, though. Fraley is just so limited. Larnach offensively is very balanced. He's just not a good defender. I'm going to offer the 6.9 again to Alvarado. And let's keep it going. Alvarado is signed with the Angels. Nice. So that definitely bolsters our bullpen considerably. Alvarado, Heron, Rodriguez, those are all solid, capable arms. 2 of them are lefties that can dominate against lefties. We do need some better righties, so that's probably the next thing I'll look at. And Trevor Larnach, very interested in signing on. Looks like Mauricio Dubon has a lot of offers, so I'm not sure that one's going to work out. Larnach is 30. See potential, only 5 years of service? I wouldn't mind signing him for 2 years. I don't know what that potential is. I definitely wouldn't mind that. Could we get him for around $6 million a year? And then, what about catcher? Henry Davis, a good defensive catcher. Got a better bat here in Gary Sanchez. Reese McGuire. Yeah, can I talk? Reese McGuire, oh, doesn't look like he should be good though. David Fry, loved having him in the Rockies series. Closing pitcher. You get somebody like Raisel Iglesias, had a really good year last year. A righty. Any relievers with stamina? $41. Looking for like high stamina. No. Dan Altavilla? Altavilla's kind of an insane reliever, is he not? Another lefty executor. I'm not interested in another one of those. Schreiber is a solid all-around pitcher. Would be a very good utility bullpen arm. Daniel de los Santos. And that clutch for Altavilla, he could probably not close, but potentially? Whoa, Jalen Beeks. Not very good strikeout rate, but that's an interesting prospect. Doesn't give up a lot of contact. Has pretty high clutch. Performs better when the team is behind. Had a really good year last year. Can we see about Jalen Beeks? Trevor Larnach. Signs on, and we got him for a discount. $6 million per year, 2 years. If he can even have close to what he did last year, that was a great signing. This is a lot more fun than free agency and the other games. Raisel Iglesias, the A's are looking at him. It doesn't give me his interest though. Beeks has interest. I'll let him sit for a little while more. I think we can get him for cheaper. Okay. So at this point, we have, what is that? 37, 38. We have 2 more spots available. Is that right? Is that Larnach and Josh Lowe starting? Shortstop, we'd have Neto, Peraza. We don't have a third baseman, but we'll play either Sosa or Moore there. First baseman, and then we need a catcher. I don't hate that. Let me check the 40-man real quick. Make sure I have a pretty even split. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. We have 21 pitchers. Why is Medeiros in the... Why is he in my 40-man? I'm fine with Rivero. I'll just remove him from the 40-man. So that gives us 3 players. I wouldn't mind getting one more spot opened up Maybe Fairman. He's got some good hit stuff. The home runs would be the big concern with him. Don't necessarily want to move on from a player like that. Jack Koshanowicz. Wouldn't mind designating a player like that for assignment. I don't want to give up anybody too impactful. Let's pass Fairman through waivers. I think that'd probably be fine. I don't think that'll be a problem. So now we can still look for a pitcher. Not really interested in Raisel Iglesias. I would still like a catcher. We could also offer Brady Singer. Not gonna do that though. Brooks Raley? I'd go for either of these guys. Raley's a lefty. Beeks is a lefty. Tariq Skubal signs with Pitcher U. I guess they're not a university, but Pitcher Org. The Milwaukee Brewers get Tariq Skubal. Wow. We could have entered the Tariq Skubal sweepstakes. I'm calling about Rob Refsnyder. Seems like a good fit for your outfit over there. Check him out. No thanks. Brooks Raley is interested. Mauricio Dubon interested. And I have 42 million burning a hole in my pocket, so I'm not opposed to just throwing some money down. Dubon, I definitely would like to get. I cannot stress this enough. I'd even give him a pretty sharp one-year deal of 15.5. That leaves me with 27 million left. And I think Raley and Beeks. Both, maybe? Maybe I'll offer Beeks for now, or Raley for now, and then I'll keep Beeks on. Also change it to, I don't know if this matters, but I'll do left-handed pitcher. And right-handed batter. There we go. Okay. Contract decision, Mauricio Dubon signs on... No, with the Reds. For 3 years, yeah. I get the 3-year deal. That makes sense. So that's kind of what's screwing me over right now. That hurts. That was somebody I was really looking to get. Brooks Raley signs on with the Angels. And that gives us our, I believe, 637. Where my numbers went. So I have to count this again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. So we do still need maybe 3 position players. I'm reaching out about Dane Myers. Sure, add him to the big board. Dane Myers is really good against lefties. Has a solid arm. I mean, not a terrible player. Jalen Beeks. Let me see how the bullpen looks at this point. This is not the easier way to do it. Again, we have Ben Joyce, who is a righty. Rayleigh's a lefty. Alvarado's a lefty. Herron's a lefty. So our top 3 guys are all lefties. And then we have righty Yario Rodriguez. So 13 players, 5 starters. We've got our 4 starters. Maybe we even run a bullpen game. That's fine. So we could go for another starter, maybe? We need a right-handed pitcher, for sure. Jason Adam. Great clutch. Not a good year last year. Taylor Clark with some great hit stuff, but not a good strikeout pitcher. Kind of a pitch to contact type of guy. Aaron Savale. I don't like any of these options. Maybe Martinez? Yeah, maybe Martinez. 36 years old, though. Looking for 11 million? Really? I don't think I'm going to look at Jalen B because we have too many lefties. I still need a catcher as well. Honestly, Henry Davis may just be a good catcher to bring in. The defense is the best of the catchers. Another righty. We could bring in Reese McGuire. I guess he does have good pop time. No. Goodness, Davis is just... He's young. Why not? And then the other options we have, we could look at who is best available amongst infielders. Luke Raley. Lefty bat. Luke Raley maybe would be better. 34 million. Yeah, I think this is what we go with. We're assuming to renewable contracts. Okay, today was the arbitration hearing for Reed Detmers. The arbitration panel sided with the Angels, so 4 million. The Angels also got the citing for Ben Joyce at 1.5 million. 2 wins. Nick Sandlin won his arbitration hearing for 2.8 million. That's not ideal. Luke Raley on our big board is offered to be close to signing with these teams. Okay. And Luke Raley is 32 years old. I'm going to offer close to 4.5 million, maybe even closer to 5. Because I have the money. Why not? Luke Raley signs on. We get another lefty bat to join the organization. I think he'll be a solid player. Angels win the hearing for Zach Neto, so I think we were on the target for most of these. Angels win the hearing for Nolan Shonwell at 2.5. Angels win the hearing for Josh Lowe at 4 million. Angels win the hearing for Grayson Rodriguez. Wow. This is going incredibly well. We're at 38 on the 40-man. I think our reliever situation is really good compared to last year. I think Raley comes in. He'll be a guy you bring in certain situations. Probably not an everyday player. Probably platoon him. Thought I had something. Wouldn't mind another fielder. Or expecting to bring in a catcher. Angels won for Tim Herron as well. Oh, I didn't have a chance for him. Jose Soriano, we won that one as well for 6 million, so we have done incredibly well. And then blockbuster trade. Stephen Kwan traded the Blue Jays upgrade left field, and in return, Arjun Nimala. I had him in my Rocky series. Jonathan Clase, and Jake Bloss. That seems like a lot to give up for not a ton return. And then Peraza wins his hearing for 2.7 million. And Jose Siri wins his for 4.8 million. For real? Romani Jones is interested. Okay. Jones is a situational batter we'd bring in against lefties. I'm not interested. Catcher Henry Davis is not even interested in us yet. That's crazy. Really? We have 34.6 million to spend. Nick Martinez is fairly interested in us. I think he'd be a solid guy to bring in as our 5th starter, maybe a bullpen player. Kind of just feel that out, see how it's going. At 36 years old, I'm fine to offer just this baseline contract. That still leaves us with about $22 million. This would be about $20 million. And then we can also check to see if there's anybody with a lot of position flexibility. It might not be. Get a guy like Scott Kingery. Ooh. Isaiah Kiner Balefa. Really good contact against righties. Great vision. Great clutch. Can play a lot of positions. I'm intrigued. I have to make some room for him, but I'm not opposed to that. Jake Fraley's still available. I'm gonna go for Isaiah Kiner Falefa, and I'll just make room if I need to. Nick Martinez signs with the A's. What? Buddy, that's the wrong team. Today is the final big board day. This is your last chance to offer contracts to free agents on your big board. Would you like to stop simulating? Yes. This is the last chance to offer players on your big board. Oh, I can offer somebody that's not interested. Okay. I'll offer $3 million to... Oh, I'll offer 2.3. It's fine. And then Kiner Falefa. Can we add anybody else? Again, if I look at starters, we go 4 deep currently. Maybe 5 with Reed Detmers, but maybe you play Detmers in the bullpen and then just kind of by committee with the rest of the players. We've got lots of good bullpen arms, so that's not necessarily the worst thing in the world. Do we just save our money? 38. This would be 39 and 40. I can change my interest to short and catcher. And then I can go to team needs, right-handed batter. It's not going to give us one for him. That's fine. I think that gives us the best chance, so let's go ahead and do that. Renew contracts. We don't have any. Davis is no longer interested, and we missed out. So we don't have a backup catcher. Isaiah Kiner Falefa signs on, so that means we are 1 member short on this team. And I would very much like it to be catcher, because backup catcher is not something we have abundance of. I'm kind of curious, what do we have in the trade market? Josue DePaula. Number 1 prospect for the Dodgers, number 9 in all of baseball. Would love to bring him in. course, a lot of these teams have already spent all their money, so I've missed out on the window. Yeah, look at all these teams. We could look at catcher here. Sean Murphy. Okay. Offense was bad, though, so what is he? Defense only? Yeah. I like having a defensive player on the team. Jonah Heim. KC? Could we trade for Carter Jensen? Young has a lot of offense. Lefty. Struggled a bit. They're seeking reliever, catcher, and right field. Or should I be looking for young prospects? Like Dylan Dingler, maybe. Who has a lot of team control left. Brandon Valenzuela. Wouldn't get any better, but it'd be a solid player to have. They don't have any money. Ethan Sala. Nobody's got any catchers on the prospect board. Indy Rodriguez, we could try that one again. He worked out. Riley Adams, but you're at the same spot of not having any defense. Or offense. Oh, the Marlins have so much money. I didn't spend any money. Augustine Ramirez. Could be someone to bring in. Not a lot of defense, though. Shortstop? I mean, would these guys be interested in, like, Oswaldo Peraza? But Murphy's not all that great. What do I do here? The Twins have a good catcher. Eduardo Tait. See potential, but he's locked up. Okay. Prospects or young catchers, first baseman, and shortstops. And I'd love to get Carter Jensen. I just don't have the trade to make this happen. Joey Bart put up some respectable numbers last year. Another righty. Love to get Dingler, but I don't think I have anything to offer these guys. Oh, Naylor was pretty good. Oh, this is brutal. I mean, Connor Wong wouldn't be the worst to go for here. The Red Sox, they want some prospects. first, third base. Not giving Juan Carlo Ferreira up. I mean, catcher first, third. I don't think I can make this happen. I don't think there's, in general, something for us. We do have... Oh, we can just sign one of these guys. Henry Davis, for example. Wait, did I not try to sign Henry Davis already? Was that not who I was trying to sign? Do I go for the offense of Gary Sanchez? Minus 0.2. Minus 0.5. 27. I think Henry Davis is who I was trying to sign. So I can either overpay for a year. Okay, that's fine. I mean, we needed the player. Is that 40? That is 40. We've hit 40 on the 40-man roster. That means our moves for this offseason are at an end. And now we move on to spring training. Blockbuster trade, Cade Smith. Closing pitcher traded to the Atlanta Braves. The Braves going all in. In return, they give up starter AJ Smith-Shawyer. That's, wow. That's a good prospect. Really great hits per nine against lefties. Great home run control. The control and the hits against righties needs to go up considerably. But certainly a good project player for the Guardians. And the offseason has come to an end, so we are at spring. Let's set our lineups real quick. Larnick, I'm pretty excited for him. If he can perform at the same level that he's been, I think that'll be a really solid addition to our team. I think bringing guys like Rayleigh and Kiner Falefa off the bench will be incredible for us. Christian Moore, I don't know about him. I think against lefties he gets the start. I think against righties I start Sosa. Peraza I don't want to start. So we'll bring in Rayleigh. And he can play... I want Seanwell to stay at first base. I mean, he has no other option. And Rayleigh can only play outfield and first base. So we'll have Rayleigh be the DH in this lineup. I think we have to stick with O'Hoppe. Sosa can play the 2 or the 3. Who else is good against righties? Kiner Falefa? Probably. He can play third. So that's what your right-handed rotation or lineup looks like. And then for lefties, I don't know who. Obviously, I think Neto would lead off here. Trout would bat second. I don't think there's ever a time in which Henry Davis comes in. Lowe would not be who I'd want in the right field. Neither is Rayleigh, though. Definitely want Sosa in. Teodosio in the outfield. Oh. Maybe. Maybe, probably not. Jose Siri? He's got decent stuff against lefties. He can play only center field. You're kidding me. Okay, that's not great. Meckler. Lugo maybe. Play left field. Now, Peraza's better against righties than lefties, so I don't think I'd want to bring him in here. Moore definitely needs to play. And Moore can play second or third, so can Sosa. I'd probably want Sosa at second, I think. And that leaves the odd man out as Lowe, who probably will have to just hit for us anyway. Teodosio, I think that's the big odd man out left at left field. Yeah, Kiner Falefa. The vision, the clutch might be enough to put him over the top. Rayleigh can play the outfield, but doesn't have necessarily the arm for it. Does have the speed, though. Do we have Rayleigh starting? Yeah. And then Larnach could play the outfield, so I think we do Larnach. Yeah, I think that's pretty solid. And then for pitching rotation, I'm probably going to run Soriano. Oh, gotta readjust. We're almost done here, though. Probably gotta run Soriano, Rodriguez, and then... Where are my guys? I forgot, this is not who I'm actually going to run. I mean, I think Eric Laurie comes in as the #1 guy, but I will say Soriano's been here longer. He's been the guy for longer. I'd probably do it like this. Then I was thinking of moving Heron out. So... I want to see who's got stamina. Brooks Rayleigh. Probably setup. Alvarado certainly will be set up. I don't think I'll have him be closing. Although I don't think Ben Joyce can close either. I think I want Alvarado and Ben Joyce closing. I don't know who I want to be the closer or setup. We'll get to see Jonah Tong. I don't want him to be in the rotation necessarily, but we will get to see him, so that's nice. And then Rodriguez doesn't have the stamina. Where's my other Rule 5 guy? Aaron. So those two guys. Zephyrjan doesn't have it. Bachman will move him out. That'd leave Ferris, Detmers, and Johnson as the long relievers. So we can kind of keep an eye on them, see who does best among them. And then Zephyrjan, Rodriguez, and Heron, and then we can add one more. That's probably going to end up being Chase Silseth. Sandlin did pretty well. With Alvarado, Joyce, who both are good against lefties, so we don't have a solid righty guy. And then Rayleigh can close for us. I do think Rayleigh would be a solid closer. That really leaves Silseth as the odd man out, and several of these guys are going to be the odd man out. So you know we'll have some of these long relievers demoted down. I'll select an opener for the bullpen game. I think I'll have Detmers be the opener for the bullpen game, maybe Johnson. Yeah, we'll do Detmers. All right, and I think that's where we'll leave it off. I will do all the training in between videos. At this point, I'm probably not going to do a recap. So I'll do a brief recap at the start of my video, which will be spring and then the start of the season probably. We'll see how I end up doing that. I will play spring on my own though. Well, maybe I'll stream spring. I'll probably stream spring. So, but for now, I think that's gonna do it. This is probably the last off season I'll do on stream. It wasn't exactly the most fun. It was fun. I had fun, but it probably wasn't the most fun to watch. So thank you everyone for stopping by. Good stream. Yes, it was. It was nice getting input from everybody, and I will see you all next time.